This is the tutorial about creating a new invoice. To access this feature, you can click on the New Invoice button that you see in the shortcut window. You can also click on the Invoicing tab on the menu bar and select the New Invoice option from the drop-down menu. If you prefer to use your keyboard, you may press Ctrl F if you're using Windows or Apple F if you're on a Mac. Then the Invoice window will open. In the top left corner, you will see the Date field, and by default for this invoice, it's today's date. On the right, the software will give you the active period. So if you never closed the previous period, you will see it here, and then the invoice will be part of that period. Just make sure that the period that you see in this field is the one that you want your invoice to be a part of. Of course, if you are always up to date with your accounting period, you'll never have to worry about this field. Now, what is important to know is that to create an invoice, you must always create a client and also a matching file. So in order to produce an invoice, I must then select the file and the client to whom I want to send this invoice. After you selected the file, you may get two different outcomes. If you previously created some entries for this file, then they will show up here, as you can see in my demo. The possible outcome you may get is that no entries were previously created, but you would still like to produce an invoice. Let me show you an example. Let's say that I want to create a $2,000 invoice for some work I have done for my client. It's very simple. I only need to click on the plus button to add an entry. The new entry window will pop up. The file, the client, and the name of the team leader will already be completed for this file. If I wish, I may easily select another team member from the drop list. After, I have to select the type of fees and expenses. In this demo, I am selecting meeting, since this is the type of professional work I've done for this file. You should know that it is possible to customize all the information that you see in this field box, so it will look exactly the way you want on the invoice. For my demo, I do not want to base this invoice on an hourly fee, but would rather use a fixed amount. So I will enter $2,000 in this window, and this will be considered as a manual entry. I will then click on the OK button in order to confirm everything. As you can see, this entry is now part of this window, and I could create the invoice by pressing OK to confirm it. Now let's go back to the previous example, where 3 entries were shown. I would like to show you how to remove entries once they are here in this window, because you have access to many options. First you select it, and then you press the minus button that will provide you 5 options. The first one, Bill Next Time, will simply remove this entry from the invoice and return it to the work in progress for the next invoice. The other option, No Charge, allows you to let the entry show up on the invoice, but it will not be added to the total amount of the invoice. The third option, Cancel Entry, as its name says, will totally delete this entry from the invoice, but also from the work in progress. The fourth option, Exclude from Billing, automatically removes the entry from this invoice and future invoices, but it will still show up on your list of entries. Finally, the last option, Hide Entry on Invoice, is available, but please use it with caution, because this will hide the entry on the invoice, but its amount will be part of the total. So clients might be worrying when they'll see that the entry's description do not match the total amount of the invoice. Now let's get back to the main screen and the Entries to Bill area. You may, if you wish, display the No Charge or the Bill Next Time entries by checking the boxes. On the bottom of this page, if, when you created this file in the software, you selected an invoice template to be used with this specific file, you will also have here the option of using other templates. Let's move on to the discount section, because it is one of the great features of WIZZsoft. If you want to offer a discount for this invoice, you simply click on the red sticker here, and a new window will pop up offering many options. Let's review them briefly. In this field, it's possible to give a percentage discount for the amount that is shown on the right. The second field will let you select a fixed amount discount. The third choice will let you decide what is the final subtotal you want for the invoice, and then WIZZsoft will automatically calculate the discount. And finally, the fourth option is similar, but instead of being on the subtotal, you decide what you want the final amount to be after taxes. Then WIZZsoft will calculate everything, including the taxes. From this window, you will also be able to enter a different tax percentage if you want these to be different from the default one. Now, let's talk about the printing options for this invoice. By clicking on the print button, you'll see two choices. The first one being print, so that will allow you to print this invoice using the template you previously selected. When you select print, a window will pop up. You then have a few options. From this window, you'll be able to print the invoice, but you can also print it for approval. And if you go with the Print for Approval option, you can uncheck the Save in Archives option because you don't necessarily want to save it in the archives. And by checking the Print for Approval option, the invoice will be printed with the For Approval seal on it. After you will see the result on the screen, and if you wish to print it, simply select the Print All button. Now let's move on with the second print option, which is email. First, if you're using the Windows operating system, you will need to install a small software that will let you create PDF documents. Because in order to send documents by email, it has to initially be saved in the PDF format. If you haven't done so, we are suggesting that you visit WIZZsoft's website and choose Services from the navigation menu. And on the right column, you will see a Downloads link. That will let you access a small software that you need to install on your computer. This will let you create PDF files. If you need help, do not hesitate to contact our support team. You can reach them from our website using the same Services option from the navigation menu. But you may also reach the support team by clicking on the Support button. That is available in the shortcut window of WIZZsoft. Please take note that if you are a Mac user, the PDF print function is already available within your operating system. Now, I'm going to click Email. A window will pop up, offering you some fields to complete in order to send the invoice email. But I would like to bring your attention to an important part of this process. Please take a look at the path that you will see when this window pops up. This is the path that will show you where WIZZsoft needs to locate the PDF that was created for the invoice. For example, this is the path on my computer, and obviously yours will be different. But the final destination for the folder will be PDF Mail. You will need to remember this, because later you will need to locate the PDF Mail folder in your own computer. In this area, the software is using the information you added when you created the file, but you may still change them for anything you wish here by overwriting them. If you want, you may also add a message to the email. Let me show you an example. Since this is a demo, I do not want to save this in the archives, so I uncheck Save in Archives, and then I check Print for Approval and Preview to Screen. I will then click here to accept this. After, you'll get a preview of the invoice on your screen. Then you must click Print All, and the print window from your computer will open up. From here, this is if you are using a Windows operating system. In a few seconds, I will provide instructions for the Mac users. You must select Adobe PDF or the PDF utility software that you installed. Then you will press Print, and a window will open. And now it is time to locate the PDF Mail folder I mentioned earlier. It will be in the same folder where you installed the WIZZsoft software. Once you located it, select it within the window and click on Register. Then WIZZsoft will do its work. It is possible that WIZZsoft asks you to shut the window of the newly created PDF file. If so, you simply have to close the window. Then WIZZsoft will be able to send you the invoice by email. And once completed, you will get a confirmation message to let you know that it was successfully sent. Now, for the Mac users, all the steps are similar. until you hit the Print All button when you are previewing the invoice on your screen. From there, you must select Adobe PDF in your printer's options, and then select Save as PDF. After, you will also have to locate and then select the PDF mail folder in your computer and then hit Save. The invoice will then be created in PDF format, and WIZZsoft will send it by email. And once completed, you will also get the same confirmation message to let you know that it was successfully sent. If you need help with this feature, do not hesitate to contact the support team. Our representatives will be happy to assist you. This now completes this tutorial about creating an invoice.